Hey guys, I am Koforola Odunbaku and I am your humble host on this channel. Here on this YouTube channel, we'll be learning new words, the pronunciations, we'll be learning how to say words or expressions correctly, we'll be learning the regional variation in terms of pronunciations. Yes, on this channel, we are going to be having three segments. We have the name that thing segment where we learn the definite word or term for a thing or an object. We also have the saying it right segment where we learn how to say words or expressions correctly. We also have the regional variation where we learn how to say same word the British way and the American way. Please do not forget to like, subscribe and follow our YouTube channel. Alright, so on today's episode, the first thing we'll be doing is the name that thing. Name that thing. What are we naming today? There are things we know, but we do not even pay attention to, or we do not even know they have names. So on today's episode, we are going to be naming a number of things. Follow me. Alright, so the first thing to be named today is the aglet. 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 Now look at the thing on your screen. The aglet is a metal or plastic tube fixed tightly round each end of a shoelace. Okay, right. Would you like to pick up your shoelace now and see if you would find an aglet fixed to your shoelace? All right, so we see this thing all the time, every time, and we do not even, or we may not even know what it is called. Now, that metal or plastic tube fixed tightly round each end of your shoelace is called the aglet. 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 Have we learned something? Aglet. 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 All right, so the next one is ferrule. 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 Ferrule is spelled Ferrule. Ferrule. Ferrule is that small piece of metal that separates the pencil from the eraser. Ferrule. Yes, there's another thing called ferrule, but that will not be unveiled in this episode, so stay tuned. All right, ferrule, ferrule, ferrule. We have learned the aglet. Now is the ferrule. Ferrule is that metal piece around the end of your pencil that separates the pencil from the eraser. I'm sure we see this all the time, right? So that thing is called ferrule. Have we learned something? Ferrule, ferrule, ferrule. All right, as we prepare to move to the next one, stay tuned. And the next thing we are naming on this episode is the minimus. 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 Minimus is the little finger or toe. Your little finger is minimus. Your little toe is called the minimus. 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 Hope you're having fun and learning. All right, so the next thing to be named is that unfilled space in a container, particularly with a liquid. A container with a liquid, that space that has nothing, that space that is unfilled is called ullage. 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 The space in a closed container of a liquid that is not filled by any liquid. That space that is not filled in a container that contains liquid is called ullage. 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 Most wines are bottled for immediate consumption and the ullage should be small. Ullage. 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 Ullage is the volume which is left empty. Ullage. All right, so the last thing to be named on this segment, name that thing in this episode of Name That Thing NG is the Perlicue. Perlicue. All right, so raise your palm. Try to extend your palm, fingers apart. Now, look at the space between your thumb and your forefinger. Your thumb and your forefinger, that is the next finger to your thumb. Right, that space between your thumb and your forefinger is called the perlicue. 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 Perlicue is spelled Purlicue. Perlicue. It's the space between your thumb and your forefinger, right? All right, so stay tuned to the next. All right, welcome again. This is the second segment of the Name That Thing NG. On this segment, we learn how to pronounce words the British way and the American way. All right, so today we are learning how to pronounce this word VASE. VASE. British English, it's vase. Vase. Vase of flowers. In America, it is vase or vase. So we can say vase of flowers or vase of flowers. British English, vase. American English, vase or vase. Thank you. All right, so the Saying It Right segment will be the last segment on this episode of Name That Thing NG. All right, on this episode tonight, we are going to be saying this word right. Right? Primary. Primary is commonly pronounced or said as primary. Yes, I hear people say primary. I'm in primary 6. She's my primary school teacher, right? Now, but the right word or the right way to say this word is primary. 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 I am a primary school teacher. Yes, I am. I am a primary school teacher. Primary education should be free in Lagos State. Primary school. Primary. Primary. Your neighbor is not in primary 6. Your neighbor is in primary 6. Your neighbor is not in primary 6. Your neighbor is in primary 6. My daughter is in primary 1. She is not in primary 1. Primary. Primary. Let's read this example. Her primary purpose in suing the newspaper for libel was to clear her name. Primary. Primary, not primary. Not primary. 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 Primary is primary, not primary.